Now we'll talk about collections. Collections are a fundamental part of the C# framework that every developer needs to master. Whether you're building a simple application or a complex system, understanding collections is crucial for effective data management. Before we jump into specific collection types, let's understand what collections are. In C#, collections are classes that help us store, manage, and manipulate groups of related objects. Unlike arrays, collections are typically more flexible, can grow or shrink dynamically, and come with powerful built-in methods. There are several types of collections. So, first of all, let's start with lists. A list is the most commonly used collection in C#. Think of it as a dynamic array that can grow or shrink automatically as you add or remove elements. List can be of any data type just like arrays. You should use lists when you need a dynamic collection that can change size, you want to frequently add or remove elements, you need ordered elements with index access, or you want to store multiple elements of the same type. To create a list, we use list keyword. As lists are generic types, so we also specify its data type like this. Then we initialize this list with new list of same data type. Here, we created empty list of string type. If you want to put data in a list at time of initialization, then we can do this by just putting curly braces after the new list, and inside these, we can put data separated by commas. Like here, we put string type data to our list as our list is of string type. We can also add data inside list. To do so, we use add method of the list and pass data to this method. If we want to add data on specific location, then we can do this by using insert method of the list. Insert method takes two parameters, first index to put data and second the data itself. Here, we are putting this name at first index, which is 0. To access a specific element of the list, we can use brackets after list name and put the index of that element. Like here, we are fetching first element by using 0 index. Now run the program. Here, first element of the list is printed. To access all elements of the list, we can use for each loop. Like here, we set this for each loop to iterate over this list, and inside it, we are simply printing the current element from each iteration. Now run this program. Here, all elements of the list are printed. We can also use for loop to access the list elements. Like here, I have used for loop and set the length less than length of the list by using count method of the list. This count method returns the length or count of all elements of the list. Inside this loop, we printed the element of the list by using current index of the loop. Now run the program. Here, this loop also printed the all elements of the list. If you want to remove an element of the list, we can use remove method. Remove takes the value which we want to remove. Like here, I want to remove this person name from the list. However, if you want to remove an element from specific index of the list, then we use remove at method. Remove at method takes the index of the element which we want to remove. Like here, we want to remove second element of the list, so we passed 1 as the index. Then we used for each loop to see the updated list. Now run the program. Here, the elements we removed from the list are not showing, which means these elements are deleted successfully. We can also search for a specific element from the list using contains method of the list. This method takes the element as a parameter and returns Boolean value. Like here, we are searching for this person name in the list. If it exists, it will return true, otherwise it will return false. We can further store this value in a variable to use it later. If we want to know the index of a specific element of the list, then we use index of method of list. This method takes the element as a parameter and return the index. Like here, I'm searching the index of this element. We can also store the index inside an integer type variable like this. Now run the program. Here, the Boolean value from the contains method and index from index of method are printed. Now, let's talk about dictionaries. A dictionary is a collection that stores key-value pairs. Each key must be unique, but values can be repeated. Think of it like a real-world dictionary where each word is unique and has a definition which may resemble. You should use dictionaries when you need to associate values with unique keys or store pairs of related data. To create dictionary, I used dictionary keyword, as it is generic type, we need to set data types of keys and values. Here I want to create integer type keys and string type values, so I set these data types. Then I initialized it with new dictionary with same data types. We can also pass data on initialization time. For that, simply put curly braces after initialization, and inside it, pass data in key value pairs. Here, this integer value is the key, and string is the value. The data types of key value pairs and dictionary must be same. Also, each key must be unique, otherwise it will throw an error. We separate both key and value by comma and then wrap them inside curly braces. Like this, we can add as many key value pairs we want. We can also add data after initialization. For that, we use add method of the dictionary, and inside it, we provide data in key value pair as before. Like here, I'm adding this new key value. Keys must be unique in add method, otherwise it will throw an error. We can also update the values after adding the data. For that, we use the dictionary name and then provide the key in brackets. Like here, I want to update the value of the 5-number key, and then I pass new value to it. One thing to note here, if the key we set does not exist, then it will create new key value pair inside the dictionary. Like here, I passed 6-number key which does not exist right now, so it will now create it. We can also get value corresponding to any specific key. For that, we use dictionary name and pass key in brackets. Like here, I'm fetching the value of key 1. Now run the program. Here it printed the value corresponding to key 1. However, fetching value like this is quite risky and prone to errors. To use it safely, we can use if statement. Like here I used if statement, and in condition I used try get value method of the dictionary, and then passed the key of the value which we want to fetch. Then I used out keyword and created new variable to save the output inside it. Variables data type and values data type must be the same. Inside it, we can use this variable to perform any task. However, I'm printing the value. And in else block, we can print the error message. Now run the program. Here, it printed the value corresponding to key 2. However, if we want to fetch all entries from the dictionary, then we should use for each loop. Like here, I have set this loop to iterate over the dictionary. Inside it, I used this variable to get key and value from the dictionary. Now run the program. Here it printed the all keys and values from the dictionaries. We can also remove the entries from the dictionaries. For that, we use remove method of the dictionary. This remove method takes the key to delete the entry. Like here, we want to remove the entry which got this key. Then we used for each loop again to print updated list. Now run the program. Here, the updated list is printed and it does not contain the entry containing the key value which we removed. We can also get all the keys and values from the dictionary separately in list format. Like here, I created this integer type list to store key, and then initialized with dictionary.keys.toList method. This method will store all the keys from the dictionary inside this list. We did the same for the values, but here we used value instead of the keys. It will store all values in list format inside this list. Then I used 2 for each loops to print keys and values from the lists. Now run the program. Here, all the keys and values are printed separately. Now, let's talk about hash sets. A hash set is a collection that stores unique elements in no particular order. It uses hash codes for fast operations and automatically handles duplicate prevention. Think of it like a bag that keeps unique items and automatically discards any duplicate items you try to put in it. You should use hash set when you need to ensure element uniqueness. You want fast lookup operations. You don't need to maintain element order. You need to perform set operations like union, intersection, etc. To create hash set, we use hash set keyword like I did here. We also need to provide the data type of this hash set. Then we initialize it with new hash set. We can add items to it hash set on time of initialization. For that, put curly braces after initialization and inside put items separated by commas. Data type of items and hash set must be same. We can also put items in hash set after initialization. For that, we use add method of the hash set, and inside it, we provide the item. This add method checks hash set to prevent duplicate values. If the item already exists, then it will cancel the operation and will return false Boolean value. If item does not exist, then it will add the item in hash set and will return the true value. We can save the returned value in a variable, like I'm using this variable to store the result. Like here, I'm adding 2 items in hash set. First item is unique but second item is duplicate. Now run the program. Here, true and false messages are printed, which means first item is added but second items got rejected because it was duplicate. We use for each loop to get all items of the hash set. Like here, I've created this for each loop to iterate over this hash set. Inside it, I'm simply printing the items of the hash set. Now run the program. All the items of the hash set are printed here. We can also remove the item from hash set. For that, we use remove method. Inside it, we provide the item which we want to remove. This remove method also returns the Boolean value to represent the result of the task. We can store the return value just like I did. Now run the program. True is displayed here, which means item is removed successfully. We can also perform certain set operation on hash sets like combining, intersecting, etc. Like here, I have created another hash set. Inside it, I have put some values which also exists in the first hash set that we created. Now, let's see set operations one by one. Here, I'm using this union with method of the hash set and also pass the new hash set to this method. Union with method combines the both sets by putting the items of both set inside the set on which this method is used. In our case, it is unique set, so this method will combine the both sets inside the unique courses. However, it will ignore the duplicate values. Now run the program. All items of the both sets are printed here. However, duplicate items are ignored. Now comes the intersect method. This method keeps the common items of the both sets. Like here, we used intersect with method on the unique courses set and passed science courses set to this method. Now run the program. It printed the common items of the both sets here. Now comes the accept method. This method removes the items from the first set which exist in the second set. I'm again using this method on unique courses set and providing it the science courses set. Now, comment out previous method to provide original sets to this method. Now run the program. Here are values which exist in the first set but do not exist in the second set. That's all for this section.